I'm looking for someone who is a big Liverpool fan, and he loves to play the guitar. That was the first thing Virgil van Dijk said as he stepped into a quiet classroom, surrounded by curious eyes and hushed silence. But those words weren't just an opening line, they were a search for someone special. They were the beginning of a transformation. And they were spoken for one boy only, Isaac Kearney. Isaac Kearney isn't your typical 7-year-old. Born with Wolf-Hirschhorn syndrome and craniosynostosis, he has faced more physical and medical battles than most people do in a lifetime. He's undergone surgeries, braved countless hospital visits, and has grown up in a world that often doesn't fully understand the complexity of his journey. But despite all of that, Isaac's light hasn't dimmed. In fact, it shines even brighter. He's the kind of child who lights up a room without saying a word. His smile has a rhythm. His joy has melody. And his passion? It's written in the chords he strums and the way he holds his beloved Liverpool jersey to his chest. While others saw a boy with rare conditions, Liverpool saw a star. So when Virgil van Dijk walked into his school with Mohamed Salah beside him, and said those words, "I'm looking for someone who is a big Liverpool fan, and he loves to play the guitar," it wasn't just a visit. It was a calling. In that moment, Isaac didn't just hear words. He heard recognition. He heard value. He heard someone speaking directly to the things that made him him. He sat still at first, as if unsure this moment could be real. After all, he had dreamed about Liverpool. He had played the guitar and imagined playing it for the team he loved. But nothing could prepare him for this, for a Liverpool legend walking through his classroom, looking for him, describing him, calling out the very essence of who he is. That was no ordinary moment. That was the moment a boy became seen. That moment, those few simple words, did something that doctors, teachers, or even family couldn't fully do. They told Isaac, loud and clear, "You matter. You are seen. You are celebrated for exactly who you are." It wasn't just what was said, it was who said it. These words came from one of football's greatest defenders. A global icon. A man Isaac had only ever seen on television or in highlight clips. But now, Virgil van Dijk was in his world. His school. His space. The Liverpool legends didn't ask about his condition. They didn't speak with pity. They came with purpose. They came looking for a guitar-playing, LFC-loving, brilliant young fan. And they found Isaac. From that day, Isaac wasn't just wearing the red of Liverpool, he was part of its heartbeat. He smiled brighter. He stood taller. His music felt more powerful. His story began to echo across the world. And when he held their hands and walked proudly, he wasn't just Isaac anymore. He was Isaac Kearney, the boy Liverpool found. Those first words from Van Dijk weren't just a friendly greeting. They became Isaac's anthem. A phrase that echoes through every part of his life now. I'm the boy they looked for. I'm the boy who loves music. I'm the big Liverpool fan they came to find. From that day forward, Isaac began to see himself not just through the lens of medical reports or school support plans, but through the identity of someone who was cherished for his passion, spirit, and heart. It gave him something that every child longs for but not every child receives, a deep, powerful sense of belonging. And not just in a classroom, or a family, but in the story of one of the greatest football clubs in the world. This moment also reminded the world what football is really about. It's not just about goals or trophies. It's about connection. It's about heart. It's about coming alongside the forgotten and saying, "You belong here with us." Liverpool didn't just give Isaac a visit. They gave him a voice in the global conversation. They gave him a place in their story. And in doing so, they gave hope to thousands of others like him, children who wonder if they'll ever be chosen, seen, or valued. This is what football is at its best, a bridge between hearts, a force of love, a celebration of what makes us human. For Isaac, football became more than a game. It became a language through which the world could finally understand him. Since that unforgettable moment, Isaac's story has reached millions. His videos have gone viral, not because of sympathy, but because of how he lives, with laughter, courage, and a love that knows no limits. He's inspired rival fans to cheer for Liverpool. He's reminded hardened adults why they fell in love with the game. And he's shown countless other children with rare conditions that they, too, can dream. When you hear Isaac's story, you don't just learn about a boy. You remember something sacred. That every life is worthy of a standing ovation. And this little boy, with his guitar and his red shirt, is giving the world one of the greatest anthems it's ever heard. Isaac's story is no longer just his own. It's a beacon. For every child who's ever felt overlooked. For every parent longing to see their child celebrated. For every person who's ever wondered if they matter. This is proof that one moment, one visit, and one sentence can change a life. We often look for inspiration in celebrities, success stories, or stages. But sometimes, the most powerful moments come quietly, in a classroom, in a sentence, in a smile exchanged between a football hero and a little boy. So what were those words again? I'm looking for someone who is a big Liverpool fan, and he loves to play the guitar. It was a simple sentence. But for Isaac Kearney, it was the beginning of everything. And in that moment, the world didn't just see a fan. It saw a legend in the making. Join Isaac's journey. If this story moved you, inspired you, or gave you hope, share it. Let the world see what love, recognition, and football can do in a child's life. Subscribe to Isaac's journey, follow his updates, and be part of the growing movement of kindness, courage, and inclusion he represents. Because sometimes the most powerful legends don't play on the pitch. They walk through the classroom door, looking for a little boy with a guitar.